Remove 2 hexagon flange bolts and fixing. Guide rail assembly. Remove the timing chain assembly. Use a proper wrench to hold exhaust camshaft and remove one fixing bolt from exhaust phaser assembly. Remove one fixing bolt from intake phaser assembly. Remove the intake phaser assembly. Remove 2 fixing bolts from first bearing cap. Remove the first bearing upper cap. Remove bolts from intake and exhaust camshaft bearing caps. Remove the intake camshaft bearing cap. Remove the exhaust camshaft bearing cap. Remove the intake camshaft bearing cap fixing bolt. Remove the intake camshaft bearing cap. Remove bolts from intake and exhaust camshaft bearing caps. Remove intake and exhaust camshaft bearing caps. Remove bolts from intake and exhaust camshaft bearing caps. Remove intake and exhaust camshaft bearing caps. Remove the intake camshaft assembly. Remove the exhaust camshaft assembly. Remove rocker arm and hydraulic lifter set from intake end. Remove rocker arm and hydraulic lifter set from exhaust end. Remove 2 bolts from high pressure oil pump. Remove the high pressure oil pump. Remove the rotary drum. Remove the first bearing lower cap. Remove 10 fixing bolts from cylinder head assembly in sequence. position so that valve cover can be removed. Using a magnetic rod, remove valve cover. Remove 8 springs from intake valve and exhaust valve in sequence. Remove 8 intake valves and exhaust valves in sequence. Remove the valve oil seal. Remove the cylinder head gasket. 4 in sequence. Remove 10 bolts from main bearing cap in sequence. Remove 10 hexagon flange bolt from frame. Remove the frame assembly. Remove the rear crankshaft oil seal. Remove the F4J16 crankshaft assembly. Remove the thrust washer. Remove the crankshaft bearing shell assembly. Bolts from piston cooling nozzles. Remove the piston cooling nozzles. Assembly of F4J16 engine. Install the piston cooling nozzles. Install bolts to piston cooling nozzles, tightening torque 7 plus or minus 1 Newton meter. Install the crankshaft bearing shell assembly. cylinder marks are available on cylinder block consisting of A, B, and C, such as BBCCB in illustration. Each letter from left to right is 4 the size of each cylinder block main bearing hole. The first letter B represents the first main bearing hole, and the fifth letter B represents the fifth main bearing hole. Type A red shell, B blue shell. Install the thrust washers. Install the F4J16 crankshaft assembly. Install the frame assembly. Install 10 bolts to main bearing caps. Tightening torque. First step 35 plus or minus 5 Newton meter. Second step 120 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. Torque, tightening torque, 25 Newton meter plus 5 degrees. fourth digit 1 is for lower shell, type of cylinder 4, piston connecting rod bearing, type 1 red shell, 2 blue shell. Apply a coat of engine oil to piston surface and cylinder inner wall. Install piston connecting rod assembly to cylinder with piston installer. Attention to front marks on piston and connecting rod during assembly without being reversed. Install the piston and connecting rod assembly. When installing the piston, pay attention to the opening position of the gas ring and oil ring. Do not make the opening on the same side. 2. Use the piston installer to clamp the gas ring and oil ring, then slowly install them into the cylinder block. This process requires applying lubricating oil to cylinder block wall. Install connecting rod cap assembly and fix connecting rod bolt in sequence. Torque. First step for 20-25 Newton-meter. Second step by 85 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. Install the oil deflector, tightening torque 8 Newton-meter plus 3 degrees. Install the oil pump assembly. Install 5 fixing bolts to oil pump, tightening torque 8 Newton-meter plus 3 degrees. Install oil pump chain assembly and gear assembly. Install 1 fixing bolt to oil pump gear. Install fixing bolt and oil pump guide rail. Install the oil pump cover. Install the oil pan assembly. Install and tighten 24 fixing bolts to oil pan. Tightening torque 8 Newton-meter plus 3 degrees. Install valve oil seal with special tool. exhaust valve in sequence. Using a valve spring. Compressor. Compress valve spring to a position so that valve cutter can be removed. Install the cylinder head gasket. Install the F4J16 cylinder head assembly. Install and tighten 10 fixing bolts to cylinder head assembly in sequence. First step, tighten from the middle to both sides in sequence to 35 plus or minus 5 Newton meter. Second step, rotate bolts clockwise by 90 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees in tightening order. Third step, rotate bolts clockwise by 90 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees in tightening order again. Install the first bearing upper cap. Install the rotary drum. Install the high pressure oil pump. Install 2 bolts to high pressure oil pump. Tightening torque 13 plus or minus 1 Newton meter. Install hydraulic lifter set to intake and exhaust end. the bolts to intake and exhaust camshaft bearing caps in sequence. Tightening torque 20 plus 3 Newton meter. Install the first bearing upper cap. Install 2 fixing bolt to first bearing upper cap, tightening torque 8 plus or minus 3 Nm. Install intake phaser assembly and install fixing bolt. Do not tighten the bolt temporarily. Install exhaust phaser assembly and install fixing bolt. Do not tighten the bolt temporarily. Install camshaft timing tool and fix intake and exhaust camshaft. Install and tighten crankshaft timing tool to fix crankshaft. Install the timing chain assembly. Install fixing guide rail assembly and tighten 2 fixing bolts. Tightening torque 8 Newton meter plus 3 degrees. Install hexagon flange bolt and movable guide rail assembly and tighten bolt, tightening torque 8 Newton meter plus 3 degrees. Install hydraulic tensioner assembly. Install and tighten 2 bolts, tightening torque 8 Newton meter plus 3 degrees. Install 2 hexagon flange bolts and chain upper guide rail assembly. Tightening torque 8 Newton meter plus 3 degrees. Tighten fixing bolt after fixing the intake camshaft with wrench. Torque first step 60 plus or minus 3 Newton meter. Second step clockwise rotation angle 95 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. Tighten fixing bolt after fixing the exhaust camshaft with wrench. Torque first step 60 plus or minus 3 Newton meter. Second step clockwise rotation angle 95 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. Remove the timing tensioner pin. Install intake variable timing control valve assembly. Install 2 fixing bolt to intake variable timing control valve. Tightening torque 8 plus or minus 3 Nm. Install and tighten valve chamber cover fixing bolt. Install the cylinder 1 ignition coil assembly. Install and tighten 2 fixing bolts to cylinder 1 ignition coil, tightening torque 8 plus or minus 3 N. Install the other 3 cylinder ignition coils in the same way. Install the intake camshaft position sensor. Install and tighten fixing bolt, tightening torque 8 plus or minus 3 N. Install the exhaust camshaft position sensor. Install and tighten fixing bolt, tightening torque 8 plus or minus 3 N. Install the insulator to a proper position. Install and tighten 3 fixing bolts between heat insulator and valve chamber cover, tightening torque 8 plus or minus 3 Newton-meter. Install the sealing plate. Install the dual mass flywheel. Install and tighten 6 fixing bolts to dual mass flywheel assembly, tightening torque 35 plus or minus 5 N. Install the high pressure fuel line assembly. Install the torsion shock absorber assembly. Install and tighten fixing bolt to torsion shock absorber. Tightening torque first step 180 plus 10 Newton-meter. Second step 150 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. Install alternator valve tensioner and tighten the fixing bolt. Tightening torque 20 Newton-meter plus 5 degrees. Install engine front end bracket to a proper position. Install and tighten 3 fixing bolts to right mounting bracket. Newton-meter plus 5 degrees. Install 2 fixing bolts to oil dipstick guide. Tightening torque 8 Newton-meter plus 3 degrees. Install the oil dipstick. Install canister solenoid valve to bracket. Install compressor bracket. Install and tighten 4 fixing bolts to compressor bracket, tightening torque 25 plus or minus 3 N. Install compressor to bracket. Install and tighten 4 fixing bolts to compressor, tightening torque 25 Install and tighten two fixing nuts to high pressure fuel pipe, tightening torque 30 plus or minus 2 Nm. Install and tighten four fixing bolts to high pressure fuel rail, tightening torque 13 plus or minus 1 Nm. Install the intake manifold assembly. Install and tighten 5 fixing bolts to intake manifold. Tightening torque 20 Nm plus 5 degrees. Connect crankcase ventilation hose and secure the clamp. Install alternator assembly. Install and tighten two fixing bolts to alternator. Tightening torque 40 Nm plus 5 degrees. Loosen alternator belt tensioner with tool and install belt. Connect cooling hose and fix the clamp. Install electronic water pump assembly. Install and tighten two fixing bolts to electronic water pump. Tightening torque 8 Nm plus 3 degrees. Connect inlet hose and install clamp to inlet hose. Install the turbocharger gasket. Install the turbocharger assembly. Install and tighten four high temperature bolts to turbocharger. Tightening torque 33 plus or minus 3 Nm. Install and tighten hollow bolt and gasket between fuel supply line and turbocharger, tightening torque 25 Nm plus or minus 5. Install and tighten one fixing bolt between fuel supply line and turbocharger on cylinder lock. Tightening torque 8 Nm plus 3 degrees. Install fuel return pipe gasket. Install and tighten two fixing bolts between fuel return pipe and turbocharger, tightening torque 25 Nm plus or minus 5. turbocharger bracket